I'm Aaron Giesler, the Executive Director of Football Ontario.
My name is Emily Todd. I'm the Director of Development and Administration for Football Ontario.
Hello, I'm Marnie Sharpen. I am Chair of the Ontario Summer Football League.
My name is JT Suey. I'm currently serving as the Director of Culture and Sport with Football Ontario.
This is the 2023 Football Ontario Year in Review for the year that was. The 2023 year was a packed year, jam-packed with lots of football, lots of great memories and experiences, and a lot of great achievements for our team and for the Football Ontario community as a whole.
One of the big focuses we've really emphasized is this idea of let's continue to build bridges of trust.
We saw, a huge increase in our numbers from the 2022 season and then compared to 2023. So we were able to have more athletes come out and try out for our Team Ontario women and girls flag and tackle teams. So that was a great way to kick off the year with those ID camps.
What my takeaway from that season, there were 6,000 athletes out there. There was 1,000 volunteers. We played 599 games of football. We set some pretty serious records. So those are the things that stand out to me from that 2023 season.
The scale at which Ontario exists, the amount of growth that we're having, none of it is possible without our membership and our partners. We have amazing groups, associations, presidents, all volunteers across this province that are driving the growth in the sport, whether it's NCAFA, the National Capital Athletic Football Association, whether it's the OFFL or OSFL, our provincial leagues, whether it's just the associations individually at the ground level that are driving that growth. None of it gets done without the work that they put in.
And we have really great partners in that space who support us with this as well. Like Under Armour Flag Canada has done an amazing job at providing different leagues, teams, opportunities for flag athletes, and then similar with Ottawa Women's Football, who's done a great job focusing primarily on women and girls football in Ottawa and the flag space. So again, there's so much going on, which is amazing, and I'm sure I'm leaving something out.
We had never run a province-wide 50-50, so we had some high expectations, we had some high goals, and we surpassed all of them. And that was because of the support and because of the initiative that our association membership, the leagues, our partners put into really driving the success of the 50-50. For me personally, I got to call the winner of this 50-50 raffle, and to have somebody break down crying with joy because they just won over $100,000 is something that for me I'm gonna remember forever. And to know that our associations and our membership on average raise between $5,000 and $7,000 to go towards their programs to be able to help kids jump into our sport, I can't imagine a better initiative that we could have done as a community. And I'm so excited to be able to do it next year because I think it can only get bigger and it can only get better. And I'm hoping that we can do one both in the spring and the fall. Our women and girls and our BIPOC focus has been awesome for the growth that we've seen. Our women and girls programs have not only grown, but have grown in capacity and geographic reach across this province. We've seen more organizations and more cities engaged in women and girls program, whether it's on the flag or the tackle side, than we've ever seen. So growth has really been the staple of what football in Ontario in 2023 has shown.
And we had 7 women and girls teams compete in national championships. So 5 flag teams and 2 tackle teams, and 6 of our teams medaled, which was amazing as well. Again, just shows the caliber of athletes we have in this province on our women and girls side. And then even from different community initiatives that we've been running, so like our women's tackle weekend that we held at York University just to celebrate high school tackle football for women and girls. We also launched the spring season of the OWFL, the Ontario Women's Football League, so the tackle football league for women and girls. And then also different initiatives like our First Down Try Football Day and our girls flag football super camp. So just providing opportunities for women and girls to get involved in the sport however they want, whether they want to commit to a team and play regularly in a league, or just come to any of these tri-football sessions, learn some skills and drills, meet coaches, meet like-minded athletes. And we've just seen an increase in our participation and our engagement with women and girls specifically. My goal would be to be able to grow it as big as the OSFL that we have on the boys side, and to be able to mirror that on the women and girls side and get that many women and girls playing the sport. Again, providing that pathway for younger athletes. I know a couple of clubs this past year ran futures sessions, so they invited younger athletes out to their practices. They could see what the older athletes were doing, and again, just get them started in football and show them that there is a pathway to move forward. And it also serves as a great pipeline for athletes looking to play once they turn 19 and older in the CCWFL, so the Adult Women's Tackle League that runs in Ontario and Quebec right now. Another big goal would be to continue expanding to all regions of Ontario. So just making sure that, wherever there's an athlete that wants to play women's tackle football, that they have the capacity to do so, and there's a team nearby and they can participate in the league.
Our officials for too long have been thought of as a separate entity in the development and delivery of our game. Our officials are participants. They are just as equal as our athletes, as our coaches in this game, and vital for us to be able to offer what this great game gives. And for too long, we've been struggling with this idea of how do we help to maintain a level of officiating capacity across this province. So, we were lucky to be able to receive a fairly large Trillium grant, and with some great partners like TYSN and our officiating community in the OFOA and our officiating partners in each of the football officials associations, we were able to come up with a unique strategic plan to, one, identify opportunities to recruit new officials, and two, create a marketing campaign that could help to target new and diverse areas of officiating capacity that we could draw people into the officiating community. So the Zebras campaign was born.
I think the Zebra campaign was a success on many different levels. When you show sort of this is a collective effort, there's power in that to begin with, right? Two, the other benefit, and I think back to seeing one of our Team Ontario football alum, Emmett Young, be the face of it, right? And I think what a shining example of he embodies exactly what it means to be all in, right? Like he is a leader in every sense of the word, and putting him, who's a shining example of what's possible, and allowing him to become the face, again highlighted this idea of this is who our next officials are. This is someone who is a high quality athlete. This is someone who we are actually providing a pathway for once he's done playing or coaching, that he actually is able to potentially create another career pathway.
Flag football, flag has just exploded across the province, whether it's grassroots flag, whether it's the high school age flag, community age flag, or the opportunities that we have from a high performance standpoint have never been more clear for us. Our focus for the past 3 years has been, hey, football for all. What's the best way to get football for all? Let's grow the opportunities for kids to play non-contact versions of football, like flag football. One of the things that we've struggled to do is compete with sports like hockey and basketball and soccer at that young age group, that 4 to 8-year-old, 9-year-old, where it's like, okay, we want something easy to jump into, keep the cost down like we want to, and create an opportunity for kids to just get out and play. Flag football is amazing for that.
We've had a lot of support over the past month or so, ever since that announcement came out for flag in LA 2028, which is awesome. And we've been able to see, again, more coaches, more athletes want to get on board with flag ever since that came out. So again, it just shows that there are people who are so passionate in the flag space and want to have that opportunity to represent Ontario, to represent Canada.
there's no better time to be involved in our sport for a variety of reasons. But I've been working in football / been a part of football for the better part of, I guess, 16 plus years, and to be an Olympic sport changes so many of the things that we do. The support that you get federally, to the promotion that you can get from partners and from the media, to just the general, I guess, awareness that football as a sport exists.
Again, with our younger athletes, we're now able to say, like, there's even, an Olympic pathway for you. So it doesn't just have to end for you in the summer at a Football Canada National Championship. There's an opportunity to represent your country.
When this first started, 2021 is when we started putting everything together, working on it, rebranding and everything. 2022 was the year to get it all together and get all the centers involved. When the last center signed on, I was just like, oh wow, we did it. Now what do I do? And then when we actually did get our first season, I went to the first weekend, I went to one of the games, and it was two centers that, because we were not under the same umbrella, never would have played each other. So I paid my gate fee, I went in, nobody knew who I was just there to watch some football, and to be able to see two centers that, under any other circumstances, never would have had an opportunity, and to see how hard they played and how much they both enjoyed it made everything else worth it up to that point. There's so many people that really helped me along the way. Obviously my exec, the exec that was in place at the time, the exec that I have now. We are a united front, and I stand on their shoulders a lot to get things done. Aaron Giesler and Don Hamilton, without them supporting me, and their unwavering support has meant more to me than I could ever express to them. My family, actually, when we were first starting this, and I'd be sitting at the dinner table and my phone's going crazy and texts and calls, and I'm sitting there and I'm not engaged, and then I just look up at my family and I kind of re-engage, and I watch my two boys, both had aged out over COVID and lost their senior year, sitting there talking about their games that they used to play and their bus trips. And I was like, okay, there it is. That's why I'm doing it, so that other kids in this province have that same experience. So there's a lot of people that I owe a lot of thank yous to, a lot. The amount of volunteers that came out is overwhelming when you're there and you see it, you've seen it. And but in the background, those are the big events that everybody sees. In the background, there's a lot more community growth than people actually, other than I guess maybe myself, do get to see, because I am the one who did all the emails and everything. There was a center that, because of supply chain issues last year, couldn't get helmets. So they came to me like, we're coming up to practice and we got to get ready to get on the field. We don't have any helmets, because they had a good problem to have. They had more kids registered than they anticipated. So it's a good problem to have. But so I reached out to other local centers and said, can you guys help out? And centers sent helmets to their competitors. And they ended up having enough to be able to field their team until their helmets came in. 3 other centers said, yeah, we've got practice jerseys they can have. Here's some shoulder pads if they need them. And here's all the helmets you could, because they had extras. So to see that part of the community that others don't get to see means a lot to me.
Looking at some of our key main pillars as the focus for 2023 being growth, inclusion, wellness, and we really felt like 2023 was the year of growth. We had significant growth in almost every single area of football in the province.
My name's Emily Todd. I'm the Director of Development for Football Ontario. Thank you for watching the Football Ontario 2023 Year in Review.
My name is JT Sui. I am currently serving as the Director of Culture and Sport. I would just like to thank each and every one of you for being part of this Football Ontario family.
I'm Marnie Sharpen. I am Chair of the Ontario Summer Football League. I'd like to thank you for watching.
Thank you for joining us in the 2023 Football Ontario Year-End Review. That's a wrap on 2023. We can't wait to have you join us in 2024 for what should be another amazing year for football in Ontario.